Lake Anna life and we out here. Lake Dreams a team and we out here. Gotta see to believe what's out here.
Hey, finally, we're here in the cabin, like 522, and we're here with Three Cross Studios. My name is Lonnie Carter, and I'm here with Chris McCotter, and we are going to do Love Lake Life. So
yeah, it's on Lake Time, people. You're with us for the next foreseeable future, and we are going to talk about why we named this podcast On Lake Time. We're going to talk about what that means. We're going to talk about the goals of On Lake Time, and where we're going with it over the next few weeks, months, however long it takes to put together an amazing podcast that reflects the sense of community here at Lake Anna and that On Lake Time feel.
yeah, while you're having fun, we'll keep having fun. And a lot of this today, we're just going to kind of say who we are, the culture, what that means, to be Love Lake Time. So, yeah. So my name's Lonnie Carter, and I worked down here for years, and I met Mr. McCotter when I first moved down here to work, but I've been having fun here.
Yeah, and you know what, Lonnie and I go way back. We don't call each other Mr. anything.
That's right.
It's Lonnie and Chris, for sure.
So we'll go by Lonnie and Chris from now on. So we both love the lake, started off. We also meet a lot of people, not only that live here all the time and have businesses here, but we meet a lot of visitors, in our line of work. I'm a developer. I sell homes, build homes, buy land on the lake. And a lot of times I work with Chris. How I work with Chris is like to go fishing with him, and I call it catching. He'll tell you more about that. But this man's probably taught me more about lake life than anyone. And lake time is a very, very important thing to know about, and that's what we're going to try to share. Yeah. So Chris, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Again, it's Chris McCotter. I've been here for almost 40 years, and that occurred when my parents had the foresight to buy a little land in the Down Lake section, not too far from the dam and the dike, in 1983.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. We camped in a great big, it looked like a circus tent, to be honest with you. And Mom, Dad, me, my brother, the dogs, we were in a tent on the property. And after that, we got a pop-up. Yeah, everybody in the pop-up. And after that, they had the late Mr. Sacra, who's his son now, Troy Sacra.
Troy.
Yeah, he was the builder of my family home for many years ago. Anyway, we have made a life here, raised our children here, gone to Louisa County Public Schools, and enjoyed every bit of Lake Anna, getting on Lake Time whenever we possibly can. We are business people here. We do Lake Anna Life magazine. We do Lake Anna Life and Times newspaper. We do the Lake Anna Illustrated Map. We do the Lake Anna calendar, and we have a store called Lake. Yeah, that's right. We have
a lot of merch.
A store called Lake Anna Outfitters. I think we have a lot of maybe the listeners that have stopped by our store, and we have a lot of visitors. We kind of act like a portal to lake life and on lake time attitude at the store, and I can't tell you how much fun we've had over the years with all the things we're doing. We also do a little fishing at the lake. We run the McCotter's Lake Anna Guide Service, which we've done so for the last...
Catching.
Well, not always, but...
that's been my experience.
We have a few good days. The lake is a fantastic place to do really whatever you want when it comes to the lake lifestyle, whether it's fishing, dock time, boating, swimming, paddle sports, you name it. You want to get on lake time here? We have something for you to do.
No, it is. And just like meeting Chris, I've met so many good people that live here full time. We're fortunate enough that a lot of people think that we have a special place here to visit. And it's been here, it's hard to believe. It's been here almost 52 years and having the history of it. But again, what we're trying to just share is the culture and the people that we've met. And we want to... some topics that we all talk about and have in common, we'll get it out and be able to talk. We'd love to get out in the business world because
the guests that we're going to have on this show, it's going to be amazing.
Really?
The contacts that we have in this community, it's a standard setting amount of people, and they all have a story to tell. And we want to bring you the stories of the special people of Lake Anna.
And we've been fortunate to hear some of those stories, probably not as many as we even want to, but here is a good format that we'll bring them out, we'll bring them in here. But their stories are amazing, and I think that's what this show's going to be all about, is just meeting why we love it so much. This is where my family's going to retire from. Chris has had a big head start as far as raising his family here too, but I've been able to really hook up with the school system in Louisa. Is amazing. CTE program is here with us today, helping with this podcast. We're just fortunate enough to have them here. We have a young man that's working in Spotsylvania in the trades and doing a great job, but also genius at this stuff. And all we want to do is bring what's so great for us to you as many times as we want to and you want to. And we'll start doing that in the shows to come.
What if we told you there was a shop at Lake Anna full of awesome lake-themed apparel, gifts, decorative items, drinkware, eyewear, kayaks, paddleboards, and more? The shop stocks ladies' dresses and cover-ups, bathing suits, sandals, and resort jewelry, as well as tees, tanks, long sleeves, hoodies, and sweaters for the whole family. Whether you're a local or a visitor, Lake Anna Outfitters is your source for everything Lake Anna. The shop is located on Route 208 in the Anna Point Marina Complex and open Tuesday through Sunday in season. Brands you'll find include Scout, Gooder, Mud Pie, Costa Del Mar, Hobie, Silly Pint, Pirani, Feel Free, Tahi, Lake Dog, LKA, Unsalted Coast, and more. We love to make you smile when you find that special decorative piece for your lake home or the perfect shirt for your next event. If you're in the market for water toys, come see our selection of Feel Free kayaks and Tahi paddleboards. We also offer rentals of both and are the start of the Lake Anna Water Trail. You can paddle from the shop or we can deliver rentals to your place. When you think of fun at Lake Anna, think Lake Anna Outfitters and visit the shop soon.
But one thing I will say is this place right now is just so unique to me. I find some of the best people around. And again, watching Chris and his family, watching the families I watch that moved down here now, meeting the people that started this area. I mean, we can name families like you already did. You know, there's several families that I think I would love to have some of the patriarchs come in and tell us their history. I have a gentleman that owns farms across the streets, taught me just as much about before 1960, you know, of this whole area. And it has so much to offer. So, yeah, we're excited. Three Cross Studios, working with the community, bringing out, highlighting the community. And, again, wealth of information. This guy, I want to ask him a lot more questions I haven't even been able to ask him. So anything else you'd like to say, Chris, about?
I guess at some point, you know, it needs to be said that, like you noted, Lake Anna is 52 years old. For some people who maybe be tuning in this podcast, you Googled Lake Anna and you found this podcast, all right? And you're like, what are these two guys about? Well, again, we're going to tell you it's on lake time. We're going to tell you a little bit about the lake. It's 52 years old. It's 225 miles of shoreline, 17 miles long, two main fingers up top, North Anna and the Pamunkey Branch. More riverine up lake, down lake, it's wide open, much larger. And then the unique thing about Lake Anna, Lonnie, is that it is two kind of separate lakes,
Yeah.
right? You've got
Yeah.
9,600 acres on the main lake, and then you have about 3,900 acres on what's called the waste heat treatment facility, private side, hot side, whatever you want to call it. Dominion has its name for it. Dominion Energy being the wonderful neighbor that we all have that runs the North Anna Power Station and made the lake possible in 1972. But you can be water skiing honestly in January. I was just recently on the private side, hot side, whatever you want to call it, and the water there was almost 70 degrees in January. And let me tell you what, we have had a real January this year. It has been bone-chilling cold this year, but
I've grown up in Virginia.
Yeah.
This is like back from when I was a kid when it was this cold for so long.
oh yeah. But the neat thing is Lake Anna, it's there's areas that it's really warm, and you can catch a fish on a top whatever you want, and if you really want, you can put on a wetsuit and do a water sport,
Oh, yeah.
even in January on the lake. So there's that. That's all part of how you want to get on lake time, and maybe that's what we should ask right now. What does on lake time mean to you, Lonnie?
Well, for me on lake time, and even kind of bringing in the show, what we want to do on lake time is literally again back to the culture, but it's also understanding what that lake time means, and not just in the summer or the spring where people outside the community understands. It's all 4 seasons. It's 365 days a year. It's investing in something that I can see that the community's there. It's got a mixture of people that have been here for a long time with people who have been here a short time doing great things. As we all know, we have to progress. But what it's meant to me, of all the places that I've been fortunate enough to visit or even live, this is just where I want to retire. It's a quality of life that my grandbabies and my kids will come back and visit me. And in future shows, because we could go on all day of why we love Lake Anna. I mean, I'd be here all night. Mm-hmm. But in our future shows, we like coming up here soon, we're going to kind of tell you the unique, how Lake Anna's unique. Like you said, private, public, hot, cold. Everybody's got different names. Over the years, it's changed. But there's some very interesting characteristics about this lake that will be fun to share. And
Definitely.
I think that'll probably be one of the new shows we come up with. And again, we're going to have fun with it. We're going to have ways to reach out. So me and Chris can kind of...
Yeah, this will eventually go live. So there'll be like a chat opportunity for people who are participating while watching.
Yeah, me and Chris have a lot of practicing to do. So we'll wait to go live, but we are brave enough.
Yeah, we'll try.
And I think that'll be very good on interactive things. But we're wide open to just listening to other people because... Again, we're very excited. We're excited to be in here. I mean, what an opportunity just to share what we love and in some kind of format that other people may find value in. And again, what I say is being here with you, trying these ideas, coming off the lake, looking at the ice, coming down here every day and going to some of my favorite restaurants and meeting some of the favorite people. That's what it means to me.
Yeah, that
really
is
does.
definitely lake life and on lake time. I'll tell you, what it means to me, Lonnie, is about the same thing it meant to me back in 1983. It just, you maybe have some more options on how to get on lake time now.
Yeah.
But to me, back in 83, I felt it was like a place to lose yourself, maybe even find yourself. Just a place to do all things lake, to celebrate a lake lifestyle. And as the lake has grown up, again, like I said before, there's a lot more things to do that. You can lose yourself in any number of activities around this community now. So that has been one of the biggest changes, especially in the last 10 years here at the lake. We've had, large grocery stores. Actually, I think the grocery store even maybe close to 15 years now. But, we've got lots of restaurants here. We got breweries, wineries, cideries. There's just a total change in why people come here. But again, the things that brought us here in the beginning, they're still here. They're still able to give you that sense of lake time. I would say that you can still get up early and fish at sunrise, or strap on some old water skis, right?
Yeah,
and can go old school, which we did this summer. Elk Creek store, I mean, they'll still serve you some potato wedges and chicken, but let me tell you what, we have some majorly fine dining here at this lake.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was what we had for dinner many, many years ago at this lake, but we can now go to restaurants that, rival places in Northern Virginia for sure here. And that's another reason why people come to Lake. They like to dine out.
They do.
Get on lake time with your family at a beautiful restaurant that serves an elegant meal with good atmosphere. That's here. You can paddle a canoe at sunset, listen for an owl hoot, watch the stars.
All kinds of wildlife.
Yeah, campfire. I mean, the ways to enjoy lake time that we did 40 years ago, they're still here, plus many more.
Still here. And that is amazing because Chris sharing some of that stuff, I'm still experiencing it all today. I mean, I lose myself on the lake a lot. We call it chasing sunsets with my beautiful wife.
Yeah, you have some great pictures. I love seeing those pictures when you send those to me.
I got over 70,000 pictures.
Yeah.
And probably 10,000 are just sunsets.
They're amazing.
Not a lot of sunrises, but a lot of sunsets. But but I mean, I think that's important too. We have people that have lived here their whole lives. They live here 365 days a year, and you meet those people. And you even get to know the surrounding area. I mean, we're so lucky to have like the little town of Orange and the little town of Gordonsville and places like that.
Yeah.
But then you come back in, and exactly to your point, and again, another episode we'll talk about is how to enjoy all 4 seasons. But I hope that the camera can catch the excitement we have for this, because there's definitely a lot of excitement.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad that it's been a lot of hard work by people that you don't even see to even make this possible. And we're going to try every week to bring things that we all care about at the lake. And I just want to thank Mr. McCotter for being crazy enough to join me on this show.
I follow you anywhere, Lonnie.
Yeah.
Love it. I always had a great time when I'm with you adventuring, which reminds me of a great story when we were out in our boat. A little worried about our son because he was in his boat, and I guess his phone had died. And, you think of anything when your kid's phone dies, and they're in a boat. So my wife and I got out in our pontoon boat, and we were a little frantic, but we found him on a fishing hole. I said, I bet he's on this fishing hole, and sure enough, he was. And he's like, "What? My phone died." And I'm like, next time when when you see your phone's about to die, just text and say, "Hey, my phone's about to die." So, keep that in mind, Mom and Dad. So, make a long story short, as we were going in to get some fuel at a local marina, who do we see but Lonnie and his lovely wife, Shelly, in their beautiful pontoon boat, which is probably one of the most beautiful pontoon boats I've ever seen on this lake. And it was just really comforting. As the sun was setting, the light was coming, getting beautiful, to see our good friends in their pontoon boat. And, that was just one of many nights. You remember the day you came over to our dock?
Oh, my gosh.
And waved to us? And I
Yep.
took that iconic photo. It was like, nothing says lake life or on lake time more than 2 friends coming to pick you up at your dock in their boat.
That's
And just,
unbelievable.
having the time to get on lake time.
Yeah, well-
Time is such a precious commodity. And when someone wants to share their time with you, it's meaningful. And the lake is a perfect backdrop and venue for that.
No, I think it's a great explanation on lake time. The only thing I would say is probably 40 years ago, you didn't have to worry about your cell running out and your dad trying to find you, right?
That's true.
We won't talk about that. We'll say that for another day. But
So, Lonnie, question for you. Fun fact, what is the biggest island on Lake Anna?
I like to guess, but I don't know.
Okay. Well, Giardone Island. If you look at the map, the canal, the dikes, that creates a massive, massive island. So there you
Well,
go. That's a fun fact. And next episode is...
Fun facts at Lake Anna.
That's right.
I think we got a lot to talk about, and I learned something new, and hopefully everybody else did too. And we're going to learn a lot next week. And again, we could go all night. I'd love to talk about on Lake Time. And I'm Lonnie.
And I'm Chris.
On Lake Time.
Jacked up, been a long time coming. Back up, got a mud trucks gunning. Got a whole lot of time, got a little bit of shine. Yeah, the word on the vine, gotta hit the trash running.